Hey guys, it is September 18th, 2017. This is Vulcan Wolverine, Kyle, aka Vulcan Wolverine. And I was just out getting some electronic cigarettes, because I need something to do, while I'm struggling with the electronic torture and organized gang stalking. So I got a big Red Bull. I know it's really bad, but it kind of helps give me some energy. I'm running pretty low on energy, and I was kind of thinking about it. I was like, man, I don't even really want to make a video. I'm so low on energy. There's so much to say about this program and what's happening to us. We are moving forward, but it's like sometimes I feel so beat up and just rubbed raw that I really can't think of anything to say. But then I thought, what one of my TI, actually one of my mentors, he's been going through this a long time, and he said, if you do feel like that, just make a video about feeling like that. So I feel like that's a good strategy for us. I know sometimes we're going to feel like, they're hitting our brain so hard, and they're running me through remote neural manipulation. Now, Dave's second CD is really helping. It is attenuating that. A lot of the things, the grounding I'm doing, it's really attenuating that. But, it's still, they still get through. They still get through with a little bit of it, or a good bit of it. I attenuate certain percentages, but it's not healing. It's not fixing the problem. But it's better than nothing. It's better than not doing it. But I think that's a good strategy for us. We've got to keep talking about it. And even when, even when I'm like, man, I'm just not going to be able to make a good video. I'm just not going to be able to make sense, really. I'm going to be all over the place, and I really have nothing organized. Still just make a video about that. Try and cycle what you do have into something to fight with. I was thinking at the gas station when I rolled up, I was like, I feel kind of like, if y'all ever seen Gladiator, the part where at the end where the emperor, the evil emperor, sticks him in the back, and he's bleeding out. He covers the wound up, and he's so tired, but he's still swinging at him at the end. And here's the one light car coming up right here, right there. So I'm getting some vehicular stalking today, but that's what I feel like. I am doing pretty good, blocking some of the signals, or blocking the return signal. I don't know what some of the methods for defense. I don't know exactly how they work, but I, try them all. And I was thinking that too while I was laying in bed. I kind of, woke up. I went to sleep at like 8 in the morning, and kind of woke up about probably 5:30 my time. It's like 7:30 my time now. 7:30 at night my time. But oh god, I forgot what I was saying. Oh man, yeah, they did that. Gosh, I hate it, because the manipulation of short-term memory with the remote neural manipulation is, when you're speaking, you're using your short-term memory. You're using what you've stored to say next, and so that's why we do that a lot as target individuals. We'll drop what we were about to say and be like, man, I just completely blanked out. It's kind of important too. Oh yeah, okay, here it is, back again. And that's what I do. I've learned to really just when I do lose something about that I was gonna say, just kind of talk about something else. And there's the one light car right there. Talk about something else for a little while, and then it'll come back to you. Keep searching your memory banks for what you were just thinking about. But on a lot of the calls, and I'm I'm a diehard, talk shoe call, conference call guy, because I feel like maybe a Jew in Nazi Germany, hanging out by the radio, seeing what everybody's doing, seeing if anything's gonna happen, seeing if we're getting closer to our freedom. So, that's what I do. I know it's probably not healthy, but this whole thing, what they're doing to us, is not healthy. But I was thinking, on those conference calls, I think people, if they try something like a defense, a passive defense, or, maybe Dave CD, and it just doesn't knock it out, or magnets, anything that I found a lot of success with, and it doesn't knock it out 100%, they're kind of like, well, we haven't really found anything, that does anything. And I take another approach. I feel like that's thinking about life like, okay, somebody's going to bring you a magical sword that can cut through everything, and it's going to be like a movie, right? Like, that's how some people kind of want life. Like, it's going to magically fit, and it's going to be destiny and everything like that. But I see life as more of throwing spaghetti up against the wall. And I've watched the most successful people. Like my mom is very successful, and I think I've said this on videos, and whenever she wants to do something like buy a house, or she wants to find a job, or she wants to do something, or find a doctor, or, anything like that, she tries all avenues. She throws spaghetti against the wall. She asks everybody, who the best doctor to go to is, and checks out, their credentials, and she just tries every avenue, and I watch how successful she is at finding the best route. And so that's how I kind of look at life. We do have a destiny, but life is a bunch of variables, and you kind of have to throw spaghetti up against the wall sometimes, and that's what I've done. That's what I've done in this, to find things to defend. I really was thinking today. I was like, yeah, I've tried things that have worked, and I've tried things that haven't worked. But then I thought more, and I was like, wait, everything that I've tried, it has worked to some degree, and then you add those up, and guys, I'm telling you, this is the only way that I found comfort. And I still fight. There's still, it's people on shifts on this, these remote stations. They're using automated stuff, chatterbox, things like that. But, your defenses maybe get less effective over time. But I was thinking, and there's nothing that I've tried that has not helped it in some way, or helped me to move forward. So I just encourage people to not wait for that magical sword to be handed to you. Now one day when we get down the road, we may be handed a magical sword, in some fashion or form, maybe not defense, but in some method of stopping this program. It may be a cure-all. There may be a cure-all that comes to our hands, and I really believe that. But for now, I would just encourage you to throw spaghetti up against the wall. There are some TIs who I talked to Dave CD about. I'm not going to name any names, and I talk to TIs and disagree with them all the time, but still think they have tons of great information, or great assets to the community. But we just have disagreements on what works, what doesn't. Here's another one-light car coming up. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah. Oh God, I almost ran off the road. But it doesn't hurt to try something cheap, and like Dave CD is free. So, if somebody is going to say it doesn't work or whatever for them, try it for a month. Try it for a month, while you sleep. Just try it for a month. It can't hurt anything, to see if it works, to see if it works. So that's kind of my litmus for anything like cleansing or supplements, or even magnets. You got to try it for like a month. You can't really do it for a week and be like, well, I tried that and it didn't work. You got to stick with it. Like the grounding, I didn't just, after a week, wasn't like, oh wow, this is just, really, curing everything. I stuck with it. Like, I've been grounding consistently with the grounding blanket and a strap to my leg and a strap to my arm from earthing.com. It's been a month, I think a month and a half now. It's been a month and a half, and I'm seeing some good results, but it's mixed in with everything else. I'm trying so many other things, and I'm just throwing everything in the bowl, right? And I'm just stirring it up. And that's how I get, when I'm awake, I can bear the torture. When I'm sleeping, it's a little bit different. I'm kind of undefended. I'm in my enclosure and stuff like that. But my body is unconscious, so they're able to hurt me a little bit more, run me through remote neural manipulation and stuff like that. But when I'm awake, I do pretty good. If they couldn't hit you in your sleep, I'd say I would be moving on with my life. If they couldn't hit you in your sleep, if they weren't allowed to do that. But as we know, this is a totally fucking unaccountable program where they are just able to do anything to us, which is horribly satanic. But I guess I'm just rambling. I'm just rambling kind of about defenses. Throw spaghetti up against the wall, guys. That's how I found comfort in this. Try what you can. Try what you can afford. Try what people will maybe help you out with. I think, we're going to work on, and please, Terry is doing an awesome job. He's right on the money. We have to get out on the street and hand out flyers. I've been handing out flyers, not as much as he does, of course, because, he hands out like 300 a day, goes to all these places where he lives. I'm trying to kind of get that going because, I do have a problem. Well, I want to finish off, but please go to his website, stopgangstalkingcrimes.com. He has so many great things, a buddy list, t-shirt ideas, flyers that you can print out. He's doing an amazing job. He's a real warrior. He's on the phone with TIs all day. And so I just want to say, he's a true warrior TI who is, he wants to stop. He doesn't want to sit for years and years in this. And he wants to do things that are effective. We realize, like, it's not going to just be flyers. It's not just going to be YouTube videos, definitely. It's not just going to be Twitter tweets. It's not just going to be Facebook posts. It's going to take all that stuff. It's going to take every angle, saturating social media and the things like court cases and, going and talking to your representatives, your local representatives, and actually, the bigger representatives for your state. All of these things are needed, which is hard because we're all very tired. TIs are getting hit very, very hard lately. On the calls, I can just tell people are worn out. Vicious attacks, and so to do all these things that we have to do, we really, we have to hit the ground. We gotta, wear t-shirts, hand out flyers, go talk to, local government. We have to, saturate social media. I think that's an important thing, along with the flyers, because then with the flyers, you're hitting people who don't really, they don't really wander into, the YouTube community or anything like that. So that has to be done. It has to be done to get some of the older people knowing what's going on, and people who just, don't really get on the internet too much. But then we got to saturate social media too, and we've got to do all these angles. And I know it's hard, but we've just got to kind of do what you can do at the time you can do it. I did also want to, and just please go to Terry's site, stopgangstalkingcrimes.com. He'll, if you get in contact with him, go to his site and get his email. His email is stopgangstalkingcrimes at gmail.com. And email him, and he'll work with you if you can't really print off flyers or anything like that. They're working out some ways. Him and him and Linda, who's a moderator from calls, you know, they're working in some other